Hey guys, so I've decided to start a Tesla-oriented YouTube page, and I have a video I have in mind that I want to do, but I'm going to need some background music to go with it. So I figured what better video, first video, than to evaluate tracks and see if I can come up with some background music. Just a side note before I get started, I have a background in music. I was a elementary school music teacher for about 10 years before I switched career paths and am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor and academy owner. So I have here just the blank screen. I've poked around a little bit in tracks, but I'm not 100% confident in that I know all aspects of the workflow. I've tried to do a few things, but never a major product. So the music I have in mind is I want something kind of low-key, hip-hop vibe, kind of in the background that you wouldn't really notice or pay attention to too much, which keeps the videos flowing. So let's slow down the tempo. BPM is beats per minute, 60 being seconds. Let's do 88 miles an hour. Shout out to the Easter egg where you can turn your app into a Back to the Future mode with 121 miles left on the battery charge. That's a reference, of course, to 1.21 gigawatts. Gigawatts. Yeah, being an electric car owner, I guess you know that it's not said gigawatts anymore, so that's kind of fun. All right, so we have a blank track. Let's put in a drum kit, and let's do hip-hop, because that's what we're after. So I see it gives me a template to work with. I'm just going to delete the template because I want to do my own thing. Okay, so I will keep the hi-hat here at the top so I don't have to redo it. And I see on the timeline here that we have our measures at the top. So this is measure 1, measure 2, measure 3. And then here are my 4 beats with the lines, and then 16th notes is the segregation. So these will be 8th notes, every other 16th note, and I filled in on 1. Now let's make a 4-measure phrase. So let's extend our loop out to 4 measures. And let's come back here, and let's finish this out. Just 8th notes on the hi-hat. If you're ever looking to get started with a drum pattern, probably going to start with 8ths or 16ths on the hi-hat or a ride cymbal. Okay. All right, so let's add a classic bass drum pattern. Let's listen to it. Real quiet, let's turn it up. Yeah, cool. So that's a nice bass drum sound for what we're after. So let's do 1 and 3. So here's beat 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 That should do it. Let's see if I made any mistakes. No, we're good. All right, so let's add in the snare on 2 and 4, just kind of like a basic pattern. I see here we have acoustic snare. That is not an acoustic snare. That's a really bad MIDI snare. These are all MIDI sounds, it looks like. Yeah, no samples in this, just all MIDI. Kind of your classic MIDI sounds. All right. It's funny, the electric snare sounds more acoustic-y than the electric, even though they're both synthesized sounds. Have a little gated reverb, it sounds like, on that. All right, so let's put it on beat 2, beat 4, beat 2, beat 4. Oop, don't want to drag there. So I guess I need to drag on the main envelope, not the subfolders. Otherwise, I'm gonna put music in. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, let's make sure I didn't mess that up. And we should have a basic rock beat. know you guys are gonna say, but it's a hip hop. No, this is a rock beat. Straight eighth notes. It's just how you hip hop borrows their stuff from rock. Okay, as far as that goes. All right, so let's add. Doesn't look like we have any toms, so let's add an instrument to this sub panel here. So I'll add an instrument, a high floor tom. Ooh, I just wanted a sample of that high floor tom. That's good. Do we have any rack toms? Did I miss it? Whatever, high floor. That's high anyway. That sounds nothing like a tom, really. And let's do just a simple fill on the and of the fourth measure. So now we can loop it. Select our loop region, 4-measure loop. Start at the beginning. Ooh, I just noticed. I thought I was on the 4th measure. Cool. So let's do a smaller fill. And let's just do 8th notes on this. So that'll be doon doon, and the last one will be doo doo, just to provide some variation. I don't like that. It's too square. Take it away. Just leave the and on the 4th measure. All right, that's simple rock beat in a hip hop style sounds. All right, let's collapse this. Let's add a track. And one thing that I noticed is that here it says drum machines, or that's kind of irrelevant, but it's more relevant to our pitched instruments. We have keyboard patterns, guitar patterns, string patterns. And if you have any music background, if you add this, it's going to treat it like a percussion instrument. So let's add a piano. You make your chord. Let's just make a C major triad. And then every time you play that, that's going to be a C major triad. So it treats it more like a percussion instrument. And then down here, you can play it like you would a drum pad or something like that. So that's probably not what we want. So let me remove that. And so what you have to do is you have to scroll down to where patterns, it's just anything percussion. So keyboards right here is kind of what we're looking for. Let's see, synths, something. Atmosphere, that might be kind of cool. I like that one a little bit more. So here we have our keyboard instead of our drum trigger, essentially. All right, recording here might be a little challenging. Let's see how much of a delay it has. Accuracy and a little delay issues. Hopefully it'll be good enough for chords. So let's kind of form our theme for what we want musically. Let's start with a D minor. Let's make a D minor 7th. And probably use 2 hands. Let's go to E minor after that. And then we'll resolve on A minor. That'll be simple enough. I like how it grows too. Kind of get a crescendo in there. So let's start here and see if we can line it up. We might have timing issues. It should give me a 4-click count off. Let's see if it does. And I probably want to take off the loop when I do this. Okay, so now we can go and clean that up. And the percussion doesn't give you an option to clean that up as well, which is super frustrating. So it looks like my attack was... Ooh, I'll start at the beginning here. The attack was good. There should be 4 notes in here. Oh, there we go. Just need to scroll to the appropriate range. All 4 attacks were good. Let's see where we want to release it. Let's go just a little bit longer. I just needed to get ready to change to the next chord and be accurate. Interesting, because I was hearing it live a little late. I wonder if it kind of nudges it back a little bit to compensate for the delay. Like they know that the delay is a certain time, and then when they, place it on the timeline, they nudge it a little bit backwards. That's actually the way that you're supposed to release in an orchestra, by the way. Like the top instruments kind of release first. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It looks sloppy, but it'll sound good. All right. So let's see what we have so far. Let's listen to it. Cool. Now, that's good for the echo drops. Now, of course, we're going to need a bass. So I have to, again, scroll down. They put the guitar patterns, the keyboard patterns, because they assume that most people that use this don't have any sort of musical background. So it's just like you can easily make a percussion style loop without any knowledge of music. So make sure I get out of this pattern section. Okay, and go to bass. Let's see, acoustic. This is super annoying. Okay, this is like in between C3 and C4 that they're taking a sample of a bass instrument, which doesn't give you any sort of sense of what it sounds like. So let's do fretless bass. See, look, it's in between C4 and C5. I said C3 and C4, I was off. But that's super annoying because nobody is going to have a bass in that register. It's going to be in the bass clef. Yeah, that'll be nice. All right, so let's record a bass line. Let's have it match the kick drum and do 1 and 3 as I do. All right, let's do it. Okay, yeah, I did nudge it because I was late. Well, I was hearing it late. I wasn't late, but the sound was late. So that's a good job by the programmers to try and figure that out, solve that fundamental problem. That's interesting. Look at here. I started clearly on count 1. I started the song. I was playing with it, but it didn't start recording until the middle of the second measure, and that is just going to be a straight up bug. I wonder how that would be replicated, or if I did it on my end, but I'll just drag it back and see if we fix it. Whoa, it didn't start recording that whole time. So I see what the bug is. In this case, when it was doing the countdown, the metronome 4-beat countdown, it was actually recording during that time, or there was some communication error between the countdown and the recording trigger. That's kind of interesting. I wonder how I can, maybe I did something wrong. Let's just clear this track. Let's start again. So we are at the beginning right now. You see, we are at the beginning. Let's see if it goes. We can just fix that at the end. That was a wrong note at the end. Here we go. Okay. This right here. Oh, I love this. This is great. So now we are in, so this is 1 beat that we're looking at from line to line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in 30-second notes. So we get a 30-second note. Separation. Let's see listen. Yeah, you can hear how this one's early. I think they nudged it, or maybe I was just off. We probably want a little timing. We probably want a 30-second note. That would be like a musical, a way a human might play that on a bass. Let's do that. This definitely needs to be longer. That's interesting. This A1 here is super quiet, and yeah, I don't know, unless we recorded that independently. We couldn't turn that up because, like, I get a volume control here. Listen to the volume difference between them. Can't even hear it. Let's delete this. Delete. And then we can go back here, scoot it over. And then I guess we can delete these two. And then it automatically clips it right there. Interesting. Okay. So what I think that we can do is we can add a track, add a fretless bass. So that's nothing that Tesla can do, I don't think, because I don't know how they're getting their MIDI sound. Okay. So now let's just record this, and then we can turn up just this one note here. Okay. Now let's take a look at that. Let's collapse this. That's super weird. It did it again. It started at measure 3. There must be some problem with the way that I'm doing this is adding another inch. Like here, this is folded into... I don't think I added another track. I don't know. Let's see if I can just move this to the right spot. No. Okay, we're fine. Oh, I see. Because I didn't play, it's just automatically cutting it there. All right, we're good. Which is actually a cool feature. All right, now I can pop this out. Let's snake this. Yeah, this is nice to fix those timing things that are just impossible to fix given the limitations of doing this on a touch screen. But it does a pretty good job of like guessing. There's probably some like weighted metric where it like tries to pull it into the appropriate box, assuming some delay. Okay. So we're seeing both of these. Now what we can do here is we can just crank that sucker up. We'll see if that's a good volume. Yeah, that's good. I wonder... I should have just played 2 notes. Doom, like A, C, G, or A, C, D at the end to kind of go with a little bass fill. I might not want to do that. I don't know if I can record over this. Let me see if I can do this. All right. I don't want to record over. That's what I was risking. So let's start recording here. And I think what it does is it goes back a measure or something. Let's see. Now, that was way off on the timing, but I don't think it matters. Let me just make sure it didn't mess up what was previously going on. Yeah, we're good. So I want to make this a straight up 16th note right here. So 16th note is going to be 2 32nd notes. Your math teacher from elementary school is going, aha, told you you'd need this fraction stuff. Okay, and then that's our loop at the end of that. Okay, let's collapse this. Collapse that. That's everything here. And now let's form a loop region around this. This should all line up nicely now. Okay. Kind of a weird way that we split the bass part there. Now let's add a little depth to this. Let's add a track. Rhodes. That sounds nice when on synth. Like you have to kind of work around the MIDI sounds, like certain things like saxophone or something is going to sound horrible. Oh, I didn't even know this went over. Like this is going to sound horrible. Yeah, that's terrible. That's that's horrible. Would never want to use that. But Rhodes should sound pretty good. That doesn't sound like a Rhodes. I had a Rhodes. I live in Fullerton, California, where the Fender Rhodes, where they were made those. And what they did in the 70s is they gave all of the high schools, I don't know if it was free, but all the high schools in Southern California have one. And that in high school, I got to play one quite a bit because of it. And they were fairly rare, which is a pretty cool thing. All right, so let's move over here. Let's see what we want to do with the room. Yeah, okay, right around middle C. Let's just duplicate. Let me see how I want to resolve that. What inversion I want to do on the last A minor. So we'll just go D minor 7th. We could do that. Let's see. But then the bass is going down and that's going down. We'll see if it sounds good. All right. Let's back this up. Let's take off the loop and let's record. Easy. I hit a few keys that I didn't mean to hit, but that shouldn't be too difficult to clean up. All right, well, we're holding this forever, but Rhodes has a very short decay time. Let's go up, so we're seeing all this. Let's actually delete this, extend this. Let's see how that works and add some texture to it. Oh, that's super late. Why didn't I catch that before? Oh, because it was all lined up. I don't know what the deal was there. If I was just late or what not. Probably was. All right, cool. So that, you could just work with that. There's a little too much empty space, but that empty space can be covered up. compensated by the melody, gives the melody a little room to breathe. But I think this is pretty close to what I want, so let's listen to it on loop and enjoy the finished product. Hey guys, welcome to Barefoot Tesla. I got a few analysis of FSDBeta 10.1. Yeah, this works nicely. Hope you guys enjoyed this and maybe got some insight on how to use Trax.